Hi everyone, this is Ian Schlakman and Rev Annie Chambers coming to you from Douglas Homes here in Baltimore City. And today we wanted to talk to you a little bit about MLK and the original Poor People's March. Right. So with that, I'll let you take it away, Reverend.
Yeah, I like to tell how the original Poor People's March came about.
Okay.
Dr. King had just gotten killed, if you all can remember. He was not in it. He was in the March on Washington.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And not the Poor People's Campaign, because he was dead.
Huh.
And a lot of people confuses that.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, the March on Washington was long before the Poor People's Campaign.
Huh.
The Poor People's Campaign came afterwards, and remember Dr. King went to Atlanta to help the garbage workers, and that's where he got killed at.
Right.
Okay. So, the Poor People's Campaign was after that, 1968.
Oh, okay.
You see, and a lot of people get that confused.
Huh.
But I remember both. I can always, mark both times with just my children and their age and their birthdays, and I know what I was doing at that time.
Well, we'll talk about the first one. Talk about the one with MLK first.
Okay, the March on Washington. The March on Washington came again. Was Dr. King led the march along with some other people, but some other SCLC and a lot of other people. But again, that march was thought of, and by the way, Malcolm and some other ministers had said, we will gather all the people up and carry them to Washington, D.C. and take over Washington, D.C. until we get, first of all, it was about immigration, remember? It was about segregation was the biggest thing we had, and Jim Crow and all non-voter rights. All of these things were the March on Washington.
You're saying Malcolm was involved in that?
Of course he was. I'm his product.
Okay. Well, why?
I'm one of the women one of the people that Malcolm, because Malcolm sent out both male and female, and a lot of people don't know this.
I didn't know.
A lot of Dr. King's support, Malcolm was always there. Why do you think the Muslims were always there guarding him? Didn't you see all the Muslim brothers? Oh, they didn't come from Muhammad. They were Malcolm's people.
And they would
Elijah's people these were Malcolm's Muslims.
And they would guard MLK.
Yes. Huh. They were part of the security.
Huh.
And not only that, when George Wallace and them talk about what they would do to Dr. King when he came, you remember the Selma March?
Yeah.
And Malcolm sent them a message. Malcolm sent the message. Everybody else talking, he said if one thing happens to Martin.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. They never give our children and our people their true history.
No.
So we need to always teach these things. And in my later years now, I'm trying to do a lot of things, but I think I'm going to become a griot and tell the history.
Become a what?
We're called griot.
Oh, okay.
Okay? And those are verbal history. It's not written down. Things they haven't put in the book.
Oh.
okay, that we need to tell our young people and tell our children and keep the history out there. Now, I'm not the only person that know these things. There are lots of other people that know these, that know this.
Well, look, just so everyone
Okay.
who viewing at home knows, one of the reasons I wanted to do this was because you're already a griot to me, and I didn't even know the term until 5 seconds ago. But, the education that I've gotten from you about what has taken place in our nation's history is not the one that even my most radical friends don't really know a lot of this stuff.
Well,
so
see,
that's why we're doing
that's because they looked at the lies and some of these are lies, the great majority of it, and stuff that they have put in books. The fact that they wanted to always say that Malcolm and Martin was at odds, they weren't. It just they had, as Malcolm said, we don't agree on the way to liberate our people and get our people their freedom.
But that doesn't mean they were at odds.
They were not at odds. It's just like me and some of the ministers now. I know some of them, a little bit of them, got some good intentions in their heart. But it's the way that they go about delivering the message. So that's the same thing with Malcolm and Martin. And then too, you got to understand the politics of what went on at that time, and the way Malcolm was used to appease or quiet down black people. That's what's happening. The way he was used to quiet down, or nonviolence, and people was getting killed. See, I look at all this stuff they holler, oh, what, that's so bad. No, people got killed. People got shot, stabbed, cut, beat, water hose, dogs. They don't even talk about the really bad stuff. There were manure threw on people.
Oh my God.
You understand? Yeah, there were manure, there, feces, everything. Black people have endured these things. Malcolm's thing was, no, you won't do this. And I will take it. He said, I won't start a fight, but I'll finish it. And that's our, until today, way we, feel. I'm a minister, I'm a woman of God, but I'll pray for you and I'll get up and I'll deal with you. In the name of the Lord. That's my belief. And that's so we still have people now talking about nonviolence, civil disobedience, whatever. And I don't advocate violence. I don't advocate violence. I think it's the worst thing in the world that could happen to people. But because of the way the situation is even now, we got to be able to stand up. The way the situation is, look how they put out the homeless people. What else? Who evicts the homeless? What kind of people that can evict homeless people? You're already homeless.
I know.
It's freezing outside. And you're taking my blanket away and said, freeze? Who's those people out in the freezing cold out of a hostel? You see, these are things that I advocate that I cut it off. And that's with me. I gotta take it. Can we?
Yeah.
Because you know what it is? It's Philadelphia.
Here we go. Okay. Sorry about that. This is the first video that we're gonna do as a series of videos on a different version, a right version of Black history in America. And we're doing this all throughout February for Black History Month. So this is just the very first video. Do you wanna say anything in closing for just this video before we do another one?
Well, we will continue.
We will continue. We continue.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for the next one. Thanks for bearing with us through this sneak preview video. But if you're enjoying this one, stay tuned for the next one because it's going to be really exciting and informative. And we're going to do at least 5 or 6 of these all throughout February.
Yes.
Okay. So if you haven't yet, please check out the website. It is ai4gov.com. Reverend Chambers and I are running for governor with the Green Party here in Maryland. We want you to sign up. We want you to join and check us back out here on Facebook again because we want to make sure that everyone knows the real history of what happened.
Yes.
It's so
yes,
important.
The history should be told.
Yeah.
The history books do not have all the truth. And the truth should be told.
Okay. All right. Thanks, everyone. We'll be back.